Is he mating? Wait, I actually want to do it more. Give me a little bit, give me a little bit. What's up, everybody? Is he okay? No, I'm not okay. I mean, I've been going through some stuff recently, man. So basically what I'm going through is like I just wanted to act like a cat, and I'm just doing it now. And everybody's saying like, oh, I have to report you. Alright, so what's up, everybody? So in this stream, I know like a lot of you guys freaking wanna learn Japanese, right? And by the way, I've been asking this question. That's Sora Love Lane, yes. So I've been asking this question everywhere on my channel. Have you guys ever been to Japan, by the way? I'm gonna actually take a poll. Here, ready? Have you ever been to Japan? Tell me. Tell me now. Did you get shocked by the fake Japanese learning material you had to spam on the floor? Yes, basically. Oh, happy birthday, by the way. Epic, not epic. Happy birthday, and I don't know how old you are now. I'm guessing you probably turned 23 or 24. I'm guessing, but happy birthday. Maybe 20, right? 20, right? 20. 12! Oh, okay, 12. Okay, she turned 20. Okay, 20. Happy birthday, epic, not epic. I just saw your comment earlier. And, 12. Alright, so here's the question. You guys never been to Japan, right? You guys have never been to Japan. So basically, 18% of the people here have been to Japan, and 82% of the people here have never been to Japan. And the question here is, do you want to go to Japan though? Do you want to go to Japan? Do you want to go to Japan? We can't afford it. Let's see. I'm broke, so absolutely yes to meet Beauty Pie. He's not in Japan, by the way. He's not in. Okay, so 95% of the people here say you guys want to come to Japan, right? The thing about it is, so you know like how people have been saying like, oh my gosh, the borders in Japan are closed. It's partially true. So the borders in Japan are partially closed. But you know what's funny though? If you have a job here, or like if you go to school here, the borders are open. Which means, just be a freaking student in Japan and be like, oh my gosh, Sora, I learned Japanese on Rosetta Stone, and oh my gosh, like Levi Senpai, it's just so cool. And it's gonna be actually real, like if you do that. If you go like, oh my gosh, Rosetta Stone, I'm planning to go to Japan though. Yeah, come to Japan. You say creepy, but no, I mean, no, you say creepy, right? But this is like what freaking like people do on the internet. People are like, oh my gosh, like I learned Japanese on Rosetta Stone, and it's just so good, and I've been just learning like forever, and oh my gosh, like, like this is just what people do, by the way. So And what kind of student can I be to go there? I don't know. Like, it just really depends on like what you want to do. But you know what though? Do you guys know what people do in Japan? So there are freaking two types of people like that freaking just exist in this country called Japan. So basically, type 1 and type 2, right? Type 1, they come to Japan because they want to learn something. Like, it's usually like some science related stuff, or like whatever. Type 2, they come to Japan because they want to learn Japanese to watch anime, bro. You anime lovers, and I'm serious, by the way. Like, you know what's funny? When I was back in university, I saw freaking so many students who came to Japan because they wanted to learn Japanese, right? That was a great thing, actually. And their motivation was like, oh, cause I watch anime, and like anime culture is so cool, and like, oh my gosh, I watch idols, and like, oh my gosh, like they're so cute, bro. Thank you, absolute waifu. 英語うますぎてさ、何言ってるか全然わからん。何言ってるかわかんないのは、これ多分自分が何言ってるかわかんないからです。僕が。まともなことを言ってないからですね。by the way, everybody. So he's like, でも本当投げ銭ありがとうございます。he's like, your English is too good. Lol, I don't know what you are saying. Of course, you should know what I'm saying, because I don't know what I'm saying. I think I should just probably chill a little bit. And thank you, this is DX. I have been to Japan 3 times in 3 years. It was very nice, but now the borders are closed. No, it's not. They are not. It is okay though. We can watch a cringy 30-year-old man walk around the Kanto region. And that is okay too. Have fun, Sora. Thank you so much. But the borders are working open. You just have to have a job, or you have to come to Japan as a Japanese learner. Like, freaking watch anime, bro. Watch anime and just come to Japan and be a Japanese student. And boom. I really have to freaking chill for a bit. And a serious question. Oh, no. It's not. I feel like you just. What I'm saying is like the borders are actually open right now in Japan. What's happening right now is, so you still cannot come to Japan as a tourist or something, but if you come to Japan as a student, then yeah, it works. You have to just have a job, or like you have to freaking go to school. So if you really are desperate about coming to Japan, just freaking Blaze, thank you so much. Who needs to chill when you have pink super chat? Thank you so much for the donation. I really have to chill a little bit. Alright, so in this stream, so what I wanted to talk about was, this is something like I kind of talked about the other day, but so there are a lot of people here, especially on this channel, who want to learn Japanese, right? And so on my channel, I get a lot of comments that say something like, hey Sora, can you teach me Japanese? Like, oh my gosh, like I learned Japanese on Rosetta Stone and it's just so effective, and I speak Japanese so well, bro. Like, oh my gosh, senpai desu. I've been getting a lot of comments like that, and I'm kind of serious, by the way. So, and I've been saying like, I don't think this is the channel for you to study Japanese. Oh my gosh, really? Yes. So, the unfortunate like truth. Let me show you something. So, there's like this one thing I've been kind of wanting to talk about, but I haven't because, yeah. So there's this one unfortunate website called YouTube, and there's like this channel called the Shredder Troll, right? And I actually blocked this guy because like he's freaking just being cringy everywhere, and I don't even like watch his stuff and whatever, right? So but apparently a lot of people want to learn Japanese on his channel, or a lot of people just want him to be their English, I mean not English, but Japanese teacher, right? But what's happening on this channel is like freaking just cringeness everywhere. And if you cannot really learn Japanese by just watching his stuff, right? And so I kind of know about this guy because like this guy's freaking cringy, and this guy has been kind of saying that if you're like learning Japanese on this guy's channel, like you are doing everything wrong for some obvious reasons, and you have to like do things entirely differently. And my recommendation, I've been saying, I mean, he's been saying is like, Dogen, this guy's actually great. He actually does like some actual Japanese teaching stuff. But at the same time, he kind of realized that there are a lot of people who still want to learn Japanese using my stuff. I mean, his stuff, because his, channel is just so cringy that some people want to learn Japanese by watching some cringy dude doing cringy stuff, right? So he recently just decided to actually do something about it, as in he decided to teach some sort of like Japanese stuff for the people who want to learn Japanese somehow using this cringy channel, which is good for nothing. But yeah, so and I thank you 5154. Does Rosetta Stone teach you weird sentences like this is a sea urchin? So here's the thing. You guys, do you guys actually learn Japanese, by the way? Like study Japanese? Tell me. 勉強になるしクリンジでも良き。全然良くないと思うんすよ。So do you guys actually study Japanese though? Let me take a poll. Do you study Japanese? Tell me. So this includes like, oh, I want to learn Japanese. That. I study Japanese, I want to learn Japanese, like that. No is like, I literally don't care about like speaking Japanese, kind of thing. So no is like, it's either you don't care about the language or like you're Japanese, or it's more like, I watch anime and I learn Japanese on Rosetta Stone, and I'm I'm so fluent, bro. Like, senpai desu, I speak Japanese with my friends and they told me that I'm so good at Japanese. It's, if you're like that, then just pick no. I mean, yes, I don't know. Like, it depends on like how you want to answer that. So, 今日本語勉強してる. So the thing about it is, 67% of the people here study Japanese, or maybe 69. It will be close to 69 soon. So 日系人でお母さんに教えられたからロゼッタストーンのやつとかわかんない。それがいいと思います. So this is like something I talked about in my previous stream, but you guys apparently study Japanese by using some apps or actually watching anime, right? 大学2年間日本語の授業を取ったけどアメリカで練習できないと思う。それもあります。確かにその通りだと思う。So this is really surprising to me, but like a lot of people out there learn Japanese by using apps, watching anime, reading textbooks, what else? Playing games. And the most hilarious answer I've gotten was watching VTubers. And I'm like, watching VTubers? There's nothing wrong with it. But okay, so like, I actually did a lot of streams about it before because I really thought it could be helpful for the people like who kind of want to know about Japanese stuff and whatever. And at the same time, I wanted to know about VTubers. But no, let me tell you, it's seriously not good for learning Japanese. If you think you can actually learn Japanese by just watching VTubers, no, it's just not how it works. Like, let me actually tell you. If there are VTubers who like do like Japanese teaching stuff, then yeah, sure. Go for it. Just watch them and be like, oh, senpai desu, this is how you speak Japanese, huh? That would be great. And by the way, Lemon Junkie, let me just read your donation later. VTubers are great. They do amazing stuff. Yes, they are amazing. They are talented. I actually like VTubers. In a way, I don't really watch them. But if you are trying to learn Japanese by watching VTubers, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, seriously, no, that's not how you do it. You know how the learning process even is input and output. Watching VTubers is just all about watching it. Like, instant for them. You get it?
You actually get it. You simp for them. You watch them and simp, and you like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. I support you. It's just all about that, like.
Let me just hold the donations now. 推しの配信とかを見ると結構日本語学べるけど、やっぱり動画を見るときはペラペラになれない。Yes, その通りでございます。本当にその通りでございます。Yes, so like if you watch any VTubers you like that, yeah, you might get freaking happy. You might freaking just smile a lot because, you know, you are watching somebody you like, right?
But it doesn't mean you are learning anything. It doesn't mean you are like actually studying Japanese.
And let me actually tell you how to do it, and let me actually tell you what Japanese learning methods are all fake, and like let me tell you not like what doesn't work and what works. I can like tell you all that because I was a teacher for like 5 years and I taught English in Japan, and yes, I taught everybody from like 60-year-olds to 72-year-olds. I taught everybody. So I'm gonna actually show you what works, what's fake, what apps are fake. By the way, 98% of the apps out there are like not good in my opinion. There are some exceptions. There are some actual exceptions, but let me just read all the donations. You were a teacher. Yes, I was a teacher before. So basically, I was a teacher. I taught English in Japan for 5 years, and I taught freaking everybody. Actually, I even freaking taught Americans as well. Like, isn't it kind of hilarious? I was like, so there was this like American kid. And this kid was like, she was like 4 or something. She just basically wanted to learn how to read and stuff. It's not like she wanted to learn, but like her parents basically wanted her to learn how to read, right? And I was like, dude, you literally are asking a Japanese person to teach her English. And they were like, yeah, but I mean, you know, we just want our daughter to just learn how to read. So, and I was like, yeah, sure, but freaking just do that in the States, don't do it in Japan. But yeah, so basically their point was like they just don't believe like any English teachers here, and like they just only trusted me because obvious reasons and whatever. But I was like,
it's still not the best way. It's still not the best option, but yeah, whatever.
Let me just read all the donations. Lemon Drungy, thank you. I learned to read hiragana and katakana on Duolingo, but I'm not using it to actually learn because of how truly the words and sentences are that Japanese people never say, and also there's a lot of outdated words that no one says anymore. True that, yeah. And Cat Masters say sus. Thank you. At 5150 hold. How many of your viewers are actual VTubers? Three. Mr. Vegan God, you gotta check out Japanese Pod 101. They have over 500 lessons and shit ton of other resources, I swear. Let me check it and see if it works out or not. And by the way, so remember, I'm gonna just talk about like what works and what doesn't work and stuff like that, and it's also important for you guys to like disagree with me as well. So whatever I say, you don't have to just follow 100%, because it's not like I'm like the master of like everything. It's not that. So you can just freaking disagree with me. You can go like, but I'm gonna do this because I want to do this, and I feel like this is gonna work because, you know, like from this perspective, this is the best option and whatever. So you don't really have to listen to me. But if you want to listen to me and if you want to actually follow me, then I'm gonna just like show you like what could work and what wouldn't work. Because again, I was a teacher for 5 years and I taught a lot of like different students, and I saw a lot of like actual people who went through a lot of like stuff. So yeah, and what is it? Japanese Pod. Google this. Japanese Pod 101. Learn Japanese online. And Ava Wonders, Japanese Ammo with Misa, I think is a good channel. Let me check that channel later too. アニメを見てるから日本語話せる人ってちょっとキモいよね。いや、別に。No, I mean, if you speak Japanese just because you watch anime, like, it's not cringy though. It's not actually cringy. It's actually kind of great how you learned Japanese watching anime. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's just actually amazing. You are a full-time YouTuber now? No, I'm not. The thing about it is, like, Learning Japanese watching anime is not cringy. We actually respect you for doing that. Like, a lot of Japanese people will be like, oh my gosh, you were so smart. You actually learned Japanese by watching anime. We'll be like, we will think you're freaking genius. It's not cringy at all. But if you go up to people and be like,
Oh my gosh, I'm so fluent. Levi senpai.
that could be cringy. Like, those two things are different. Like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, seriously. But, so, learning Japanese by watching anime is not cringy, but going up to people and go like,
Oh my gosh, watch Attack on Titan to learn Japanese. Like, it's the best way, bro. Like Levi senpai.
that's cringy. Two different things. You get it right. And Japanese Pod 101. Learn Japanese online. Okay. Personalized guidance from your own teacher. Like, this is what you need, by the way. So, hey, think. So, I don't know, like, if you guys ever played any sports or something. Let me take a poll. Have you guys ever played any sports? Have you guys ever played any sports? Have you guys ever played any sports? Tell me. Because, like, it's kind of important to know about that as well. And thank you so much for the donation. Kid Goten, get head from a wild Charizard or paper cut on basketballs. I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm gonna pick the first one. Charizard thing. Yes. Alright. Yes, Wii Sports. Alright. That counts as well. I like running and badminton. That works as well. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, yeah. And so, what I can tell you here is learning Japanese is like pretty much the same as like learning how to play sports, like learning how to play guitar, how to play piano. It's exactly the same thing. Nothing is different from my experience. I mean, some things could be different. So, you know how there are some sports players, like let's say there are some like a badminton, yes, okay, you play badminton, right? Games Link, you play badminton. You know how in badminton there are some players who would freaking just read a lot of books and who would freaking just research how to be better and whatever on the internet, but they actually don't do anything. They just freaking read things. They do a lot of research on how to, you know, do this and that, but they don't actually do anything. You know what I'm talking about? I call them librarians. Basically what they do is like they just freaking have all the knowledge about everything and they don't do anything. Like, you know what I mean? That's exactly the same for it. So like there are people who do that when it comes down to learn Japanese as well. Instead of actually speaking, instead of actually learning how to use it, they freaking just like buy textbooks and just read the textbooks and write kanji like 24/7. And they go like,
Oh my gosh, Rosetta Stone. I learned Japanese by watching anime, bro.
you know what I mean? So it's exactly that. So instead of like being a librarian, as in like be just reading things and doing nothing, you are literally just describing me. This is the same thing for like anything. If you play instruments, if you want to be better, then you have to play it, right? Instead of just like reading like books and go like, oh my gosh, so logically this scale is this scale, so you cannot use this scale. Instead of doing that, you have to actually learn it, right? And you have to just memorize with your fingers, and you just kind of have to, you know, learn it with your hands and fingers and your So yeah, it's that. So it's just that, right? And so when you learn how to play some sports, you usually have like a teacher as well, right? Or like a coach. What they do is, if they do something wrong, like they will tell you like what's wrong and stuff. So here's the question. Here's like where the problem kind of shows up. But if you wanted to learn Japanese, get a teacher, like your personalized teacher. Like that's literally the best way. Just one person who teaches you, like 24/7 as much as possible. And the best way to do it is to get a girlfriend or a boyfriend. So what if I watch American shows dubbed in Japanese? I feel like it's not gonna really do anything. I feel like it's actually not gonna do anything. And I can actually give you some proof of like why I don't think it's gonna do anything. So the thing about it is, have you guys ever heard of like this thing like where people say like you shouldn't let your kids watch TV forever? Like, so let's say you have a kid, right? And your kid is like 2 or like 3 years old, and they usually say that you shouldn't let your kid watch TV like 24/7. Do you guys know about that, by the way? It's actually a thing. Yeah, you guys know about that, right? So, do you know why, though? Do you know why people say that? Basically, they just freaking don't learn how to speak. Or like, how to just live in the society. Because they are just watching it. They're not doing anything. So, it's the same for like watching anime, watching dubbed, whatever. Like, so watching something is usually... basically that. Quiet Sister Lilium. Basically this, like exactly this. So you have to be active and you have to kind of. 日本に行って君はワイフに見えると言ったらキモいんですか？キモくはないですけど多分通報されます。So you have to like actually be active and do something about it, right? And the best way to do it is to get a boyfriend or girlfriend. But unfortunately, a lot of people out here watch a lot of hentai and a lot of anime, so I feel like it's not gonna. I'm usually bra, but no, yeah. Alright, so here, let me ask you something. So, I pick one. Alright, pick one, everybody. Go. Go. If both, just pick I watch anime. Thank you, Anime Edits X. Thank you so much for the donation. And yeah, so by the way, okay, so to be serious with you, like there's nothing wrong with like watching anime or like watching hen that like there's literally nothing wrong with it. So like it's fine. Does JAV count? Yeah, let's just count that as well. There's nothing wrong with it actually. If I have to be serious about that, there's nothing wrong with like watching anime, watching that. But so what I'm saying is like the best way to learn Japanese is like always to just get a girlfriend or boyfriend, because that way you can have a personalized teacher that teaches you Japanese 24/7. So in the process of learning, what you do is input, output, and feedback. Like those 3 things. You have to have like those 3 things. 100% input, output, feedback. Repeat. It's the same thing for everything, by the way. By the way, it's not just for only learning Japanese. It's the same for everything out there, everybody. Input, output, feedback. Ready? If you want to be better at video games, do that as well. Input, output, feedback. If you want to be big on YouTube, do that as well. Input, output, feedback. If you want to be better at table tennis, or like boxing, or like watching anime, input, output, feedback. Those 3 things, it's something you have to do. If you want to be better at drawing, input, output, feedback. Which means, but basically it's like what you have to do. So if you want to learn Japanese, input as in like you just like see things and learn it. Output, you use it. Feedback, let's just ask like people if you said it right, or like how your Japanese is, and get feedback. And then you get the input from that and output again and feedback. Boom. If you wanted to learn table tennis, then input, you learn how to play it. Then you play yourself. Output, right? Feedback, you ask people how you played it and what your weakness was. And then you learn it from that. And you output again. You just try to fix it. That's how you learn things, right? And that's the same for everything. That's the same. 入力と出力、って言い方は日本語だとしないですけども、インプットとアウトプットは非常に重要でございます。You have to do it, right? So, to do like this whole process, getting a boyfriend or a girlfriend is like the best thing you can do actually. But again, if you look at the poll here, people watch anime or hentai, so it might be hard for a lot of people out there on my channel, unfortunately, because they watch So instead of like straight up getting a girlfriend or a boyfriend, what you can do is still make a Japanese friend, right? You just have to make a Japanese friend. Like freaking just go up to people and make a Japanese friend and then learn Japanese from them, input and speak it, output and feedback. Because like they will tell you something like, oh yeah, you said it wrong, like this is not what we say. You'll learn it. That's kind of why I've been saying like, you have to make a Japanese friend. Yeah, input, output, feedback. Like that's the same for studying, by the way. Like at school, if you want to get like better grades, do that as well. Like it's something you have to do. And thank you, Gaming with Mem. I'm a VTuber and learning Japanese from Memrise. Have you heard about the site? Do you think those sites are good? I'm worried about, sure, that sounding cringy. It's not cringy. It's actually not cringy. Like nobody will think you're cringy if you're like serious about learning something. Like if you're just actually being serious about something, and if you're not being condescending or anything, people wouldn't think you're cringy. Some people will think you're cringy for doing anything, but it's all about what you think who you are and what you think you're doing, right? Like whatever you do, people will think you're cringy. You know what's funny though? You can just say hello and some people will tell you cringy. Like that's just how this works. So you have to focus on what you want to do. And thank you, Zaza Kool-Aid. I've been living in Japan for 6 years. The world around me has been my classroom. すまない、これから爆発的な技量です。I'm gonna Thank you so much for the donation. And no, I don't like that area. Alright, so let me just actually look at it and tell you like if it works or not. Memrise. Let's see. So to give you like my do you watch Shanties or no? I don't. So to give you my actual like opinion about it already, Memrise sounds like a website where you just like learn words. So it depends on how you use it. It could be useful. And Lemon Drunken, thank you. Input, output, feedback is good advice for when you finally lose your virginity. You don't watch anime or hentai, so why are you still a virgin? Why is it common in Japanese to use slow words for things in katakana Japanese as a way of natively referring to it? No. Well, I mean, we do, but like we just prefer katakana way. Oh, and 実生活で使える言語を学ぶ way. So let's see if this website is actually worth it or not. Learn to speak like the locals. Start a language. Japanese. I'm gonna use this website and see if it. Wait, what the f? Oh! I was like, what the f? Wait. Oh! What the? Okay. I mean, what? Wait, this makes no sense. This actually makes no sense. Will this stream be unlisted? Yeah, like after a week or so. So, you know, Spanish, yeah.
Hola.
Ooh, that's awesome. And yeah, it's a person. French,
Salut.
it's a person as well. He's a person.
안녕하세요.
Korean, yeah, he's a person. I mean, she's a person as well.
Hello.
German, that's amazing. What's this? Are you serious? Oh, that's very creative. You got me there. That's amazing. You got me there. 3年間ぐらい日本語を勉強してきたんだけど、高校生になったら日本語留学したいけど、授業とか分かるまであと何年勉強したらいい？いや、もう授業とか分かるまで勉強するんじゃなくて、実際に、授業に来て慣れていった方がいいです。授業分かるまで勉強するのは違います。Let me tell you something. So here, there are a lot of people like who learn Japanese to learn Japanese. You know what I mean? They just learn Japanese forever. And they just go like, oh, I learned Japanese on Rosetta Stone. But at some certain point, you have to do something in the language instead of like, you know, just learning the language. What I mean by that is like, if you feel like you are somewhat fluent-ish, like if you can hold a conversation, do something in the language you can kind of speak now. So instead of like actually just learning it forever, you have to use it. Like you use the language to do something. Like so, for example, you use the language to study science. You use the language to study like math and whatever. Like that's just like how it works. Because you have to use the language, and that's kind of what kids do to learn languages as well, right? And Japanese. Tuesday level, beginner, intermediate. Choose one, everybody. Beginner or intermediate? Which one? I want to learn it enough to get my JLPT. Okay. Translator. 英語を学ぶのに役立つウェブサイトは、割と、ウェブサイトは知らないですけど、let me take a poll. Wait. Which one? 英語を学ぶのに役立つウェブサイトは割とどこだろうな。自分がそういうの使ったことないんで。でも一つ言うとネイティブキャンプってサイトはいいと思いましたよ。なんだっけ、外国人と話せるサイト、あれはすごいいいと思った。That looks like vagina. That looks like vagina. That looks like vagina. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Sorry. 日本語君 JLPT 頑張ってください。 JLPT それは本当に今いいことだと思うので、検定を受けるのは。Okay, so let's just go for vagina and sign up. Okay, let's see if this website. Gaming with mem. If you really use this website to learn Japanese, I feel like you're not really doing it right. I can tell you like why it's not a good way to like learn Japanese. It's not like it looks easy or anything. It's just it's missing some like important stuff, right? So, I mean, yeah, right. This, yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. Yeah, right. I get it. Yeah. Okay. Can I just speed run it? I'm gonna just speed run this. Let me tell you, like, what's just. I mean, you literally, yeah. It doesn't really mean this either, by the way. Wow, I didn't know that. Like, hey means like a lot of things. It something means like hey, like I don't care what you're talking about. Like hey, wow, you're so good at it. Or like, huh, like, f off. And, but yeah. Are you really serious? I mean, this is like It started me off with learning hiragana first, and then how to spell easy words like Ohio and arigato. My lessons are a little different. Do you really want to learn like how to spell Ohio and arigato? Like how to say like hello and good morning though? Instead of like actually learning how to speak it, by the way. Let me take up all everybody. Let me take up all. So you have to just like when you learn things, when you do things, like it's the same for like everything. Like doing YouTube, learning Japanese, playing games. It's the same for everything. You have to set your goal, right? Basically, you have to know what you want to do. And here, let me know like what you want to do. Ready? So here. I want to be able to speak. Alright, let me know everybody. Pick one. Pick one.いや別だからこれ結構何回も言ってますけど推しが日本人だから勉強してるのってキモくないっすよ全然。So this person's like推しが日本人 basically this person likes a VTuber I'm guessing and their favorite VTuber is Japanese so like they have been studying Japanese and they're like hey am I cringy? No, it's not cringy at all though to learn Japanese because like somebody you like speaks Japanese. What's cringy is like when you do this like literally
Oh my gosh, I watch Attack on Titan. Levi senpai is so cool. That's like konnichiwa desu. Levi senpai.
Like as long as you don't do that it's not cringy and like even if you're cringy like there's nothing wrong with it like seriously. You shouldn't worry whether you're cringy or not, like when you do things. It's something like you have to not care about, like at all. Like, well, why does it matter when you're cringy, right? It doesn't matter. You're cringy, yeah, that's fine, because like it's not illegal. It's not like you're causing any problems or anything. You're cringy, that's it, right? Yeah, embrace it basically. So it could be cringy. Some people will tell you like, oh my gosh, you're cringy, stop it. But like there's nothing wrong with this, so it's just whatever. You shouldn't even worry about it. What you have to worry about is whether you're being problematic or not. So think whether you are being problematic or not. Don't even care like if you're being cringy or not, because it's not illegal. It's not like you're causing trouble. Everybody just cringes at your stuff. That's it, right? So and I want to be able to speak Japanese. I want to watch anime hentai. I want to learn how to spell. So the thing about it is, to me though, using this website, if you want to be able to speak Japanese, using this website is not the right way to do it. This website seems like, this is my first impression, but this website seems like a place where it teaches you how to read and how to spell. And only 5% of the people here want to know or like learn how to spell. And if you're using this website for that, to learn how to spell, then yeah, why not? Because it looks like it's just for that, right? Or if you want to learn kanji, then this website could work as well, because like it literally says like Japanese kanji, conversation fillers. But if you want to be able to speak Japanese, I really kind of doubt this is what you have to do, because like where's the output, right? Again, input, output, feedback, like those three things are like really, really important. So input, yeah, sure, you can just get some input from here. Output, what are you gonna do with the output? Like konnichiwa, like arigato, sayonara, you already know how to say them probably, right? And like, I don't really think there's a point of like saying konnichiwa, arigato, sayonara, or like any other stuff. What you have to do is you actually have to learn how to hold a conversation in Japanese, right? アニメはインプットじゃない。アニメもインプットですよ。アニメもインプット。いや、 今まさにこれ言ってます。今言ってた話で、アニメは勉強しないってことじゃなくて、アニメを見て何もしないのが問題なんですよ。アニメを見て、へーってやるのがいけないの、あれは。アニメを見た後に、その語彙を使って実際に話して、それで、これは言わないよっていうのをやるだったら全然問題ないんですよ。けど問題点は、アニメを見て、それで完結する人がマジで多いんですよ。これもう一回やりますね、このくだり。今ちょっとその話を話したんですけども。So there are people, there's nothing wrong with like learning Japanese by watching anime because it's actually useful. But again, input, output, feedback. I'm going to talk about this again. I just talked about this like 1 hour ago. But you can get input from just watching anime. Where's the output, right? You have to use it. As long as you can use it, then yeah, it's fine. Like you can use anime from as like your input material. Output, speak it, use it. And then like feedback, how you did it, how it worked, if it didn't make any sense or not. So whatever is fine as long as like it's a great input material. Like watching anime, it could be cringy. If you just watch anime and like, oh my gosh, Levi senpai, that could be cringy, but whatever, right? So yeah, use it or lose it. Input, output, yeah, that. And feedback is like what you kind of want at the same time too. But the classic, yeah, thank you. Greetings, Sora. Candice says, you look nice today. Thank you so much for telling me that. I really appreciate it. So again, I literally just like said like, oh, watching anime is not good, but it's good for learning, obviously, as long as you use it as like an input material and output it, basically. So and thank you, Candice the fit in your mouth, classic. Yeah, thank you so much for the donation. So it's all about the three things. Remember, input, output, feedback. You just have to do that thing going on. Like do those three things basically. If you just watch anime and that's it, it's not gonna work. And VR チャットを通じて日本人友達と入力にもらう、どう思う？なんか Google 翻訳っぽい気がするけど。VR chat is the best way to learn Japanese. Like I've been saying it everywhere, and there are actually reasons. So basically, remember everybody, if you want to learn Japanese, learn how to speak Japanese, VR chat, it's still the best place ever. Not only is it just Japanese, but because you can get the input from the people who are actually speaking the language already. You can freaking just, see Japanese people like talking to each other, and you can kind of learn how people say things. And if you want to also learn how to say like, when do you take a bath, when do you take a shower, when do you take a poop, you can kind of Google it and you can just get the translation from Google and then output, go up to people and say like, how and when do you take a poop, and you get reported. That's the feedback. You just shouldn't do it. That's the feedback. Great. But yeah, again, input, output, feedback, like this freaking triangular relationship, it's something you have to keep. You somehow have to keep it forever. Yeah, so that's just what you do. Buy some JP dictionary maybe. Actually, I've been making fun of like Google Translate and DeepL Translate everywhere, saying like you shouldn't use it. It's useful. It's useful if you know how to use it well. I've been saying like, oh, don't use it. Like it's just not something you should use, but it's useful if you are willing to learn Japanese. It's useful. So ready? This is what you shouldn't do. Ready? I'm gonna show you exactly what you shouldn't do. Ready?
Oh my gosh, I want to learn how to say Levi senpai's cool in Japanese. Levi senpai is cool. Oh my gosh, Levi senpai かっこいい。
レビ先輩はかっこいい。
Levi senpai かっこいい。Oh my gosh, I'm gonna just put it and just send it to my Japanese friend and be like, Levi senpai かっこいい。
And yeah, but Levi senpai. So Levi in Japanese is Levi, but Google Translate says it's
Levi.
So you mean, yeah, Google Translate messed up again. So this is what you shouldn't do. What I mean by that is just don't use it to just completely just rely on it and be like, oh my gosh, I speak Japanese, because it's kind of obviously fake. How you use it is here. Ready?
Oh my gosh, I want to say Levi senpai is cool to my Japanese friend. So I'm gonna learn how to say Levi senpai is cool. Levi senpai is cool. Okay, so Levi senpai かっこいい。Okay, so Levi senpai, it's cool. Okay, I'm gonna use it to him and be like, if this sentence is correct or not.
Feedback here.
Hey, my Japanese friend, Levi senpai wa kakkoi. And he'll be like, Levi senpai? You mean Levi senpai? Oh, okay. So that's actually Levi senpai. The example is just not really great. But if you use this website to like get the input from, it works. It works. I normally use DeepL check to check if I wrote the text correctly, but that's okay, right? That's okay. That's completely right. So the point of like, so the reason why I've been saying like, oh, Google Translate's freaking just, it's not even worth it, is it's because a lot of people just automatically believe that this is the best website, and they just do this like literally, like, I take a shower and move a lot. They just put this, right? And then they just freaking just copy and send it to people and be like, hey, I speak Japanese. That's the problem. If you actually use this website to like learn Japanese, it works. It really works, because you can get input from here, and you can even use this as like a your output thing. Like, just kind of learn it.
私はシャワーを浴びてたくさんうんちをします。
And if you say it to people, like 私はうんちを浴びてたくさんうんちをします say it to people, like people will be like, oh, that could be wrong, like this is not how we say it, like this is how we say it. They will tell you, and that's where the feedback comes from. And then you learn it, or you're like, oh, so that's how Japanese people actually say it. And you're like, oh, じゃあ私はたくさんシャワーを浴びてうんちをYou have to do that. そんな人おるんか、いますよ、マジで。本当にいると思う。いると思うとかいる。And Ruth Sarai Sanchez Clement, which servers do you recommend for practicing Japanese on VR chat? I searched for some, but I never find people to actually talk to. I found this one server before. つまり VR チャットで日本人友達といい入力方法なの。入力方法っていうのは別の意味になってしまいます。この場合はインプットって言葉を使いましょう。So this is actually a great example of like how he's learning Japanese here. So he basically tried to, you know, like ask me something, right? And he didn't know how to say input in Japanese. So I just kind of read this and I was like, he said 入力方法, but it's something we never say. We actually say input in Japanese, like when we want to say input. So instead you say input, say input. And that's where the feedback comes from. That's how you learn Japanese. So basically, he got some input from like some, you know, stuff. And he basically tried to use that sentence to me, output, right? And feedback, I said like, yeah, that's input. He learned something. And this word input is something he needs. So he learned Japanese just now. That's how learning is basically done. Input, output, feedback. Yeah. Instead of like freaking going to like a, you know, website like this and be like, he, he, su, he. You know, it doesn't really work, right? You know what I mean, right? So これはインプットだよね。Yeah, so now he's using it to make sure he outputs whatever he just learned, and he's waiting for my feedback. Because if I go like, yeah, right, like, so input this, then that means I'm just saying like, yeah, you did it great. So he knows he's learned something. Input, output, feedback. So next step, he's gonna do some next step, which is like doing something else, because he just learned it and he knows like how it works. That's how it works. And this website seems to me that it's not the best way to learn Japanese, because in the first place, I don't really think you are learning something you want to learn on this website. It's just literally like I don't think it's worth it though. And so which servers? As to this question, I found this one server. Let me just watch my recent stream, like this one. I found something on VR chat, which seems to be like the best place to learn. And this one, wait. So this one, EN Japanese Language Exchange. This server, it seemed like the best place for it. So I joined this server in VR chat, right? It was seriously, I was like, damn, this is like actually what people freaking should visit, because there are Japanese people who want to learn English, right? And there are people who want to learn Japanese. Like, that's freaking the best way ever. Language exchange and like partner, like pen pal, right? If you have that, like your Japanese level would be like boom. Because if you want to learn like how to say like some certain stuff, you can ask them like, hey dude, how can I say I want to take a poop in Japanese? And they will tell you like unji shitai. And you go like unji shitai, and they're like, yeah, you need that process, right? Instead of like actually doing this, in my honest opinion, I don't really think websites like these wouldn't be great. As if you were like trying to take a test or something, then it might work. Yes, it might work. It might work. But if you're trying to learn Japanese because you want to be able to speak Japanese, this is something you shouldn't do. Because like this website literally tells you how to read things and how to write things. It is a compliment to learn how to spell and read in Japanese. Then it gets the vocabulary. Memorize is not a main thing to learn languages. Yes, for sure. You can probably use this website though as like a substitute. Like when you cannot play VR chat, you can probably use this website. Like, so let's say like when you were like on a train going to some like places and you cannot literally play VR chat, yeah, sure, like why not use this website. But again, I still believe you have to make friends though, Japanese friends, like more than anything, because like if you have like Japanese friends, this input output feedback thing is automatically done, because like you want to tell them something. Like, so let's say like you want to ask him like something like, hey, do you want to play games together? If you don't know how to say it, then you have to learn how to say it, right? And you probably have to like use Google Translate, which is not the best resource, but still, like, do you want to play games with me? And then you learn this. 私と一緒にゲームしたいですか? So you say it to him, and if he understands, then that means it worked. Feedback, right? And if he didn't understand, you just can ask him like, hey, then how can I say, do you want to play games with me in Japanese? If he understood that, then he will tell you like, oh, then you'll be like, oh, arigato ito, bro. Thank you so much. That's how learning is done, bro. That's how learning is done, bro. And Pingas the Dingas, so teach me so I can talk to my GF's mom. I'll think about it. And Hello Talk is good for... I know about the website, but I've never really checked it myself, so let me check it myself. Hello Talk. So basically, it looks like a great way. It looks like a great place. Wait. So basically, this website is like talk to the world, learn the language for free by chatting with native speakers. Yeah. Right. Learn by chatting. Yeah, literally. Yeah, okay, so instead of using like Memorize or like some other apps, something like a Duolingo, whatever lingo, this might work, yeah. Because it literally says like, see, like input, output, feedback. This thing does that. Like, hi, nice to meet you. And, you know, the guy corrects it like, nice to meet you. And yeah, they will correct it for you. And then you can say something again, output, right? And if it works, then he will like answer your question. That's feedback right there, right? That might work, yeah. That might work. I approve it. I've never used it, but I kind of know like it's gonna work. And if I say that, some people will think I'm freaking like, you know, sponsored by like this thing or not. But no, I'm not. I literally am not getting any money or not. App name, Hello Talk. I kind of believe that this is like actually a great way to learn languages for sure. Not only Japanese. It's probably So Grace, So Grace has been learning Japanese on Hello Talk, and Grace has been just making friends there. Okay, that's actually great then. If you can make friends there, use Hello Talk, everybody! God damn, why have I been saying like play VR chat? Alright, everybody. One simple answer, ready? If you want to learn Japanese, play VR chat or use Hello Talk. Congratulations. Do you still recommend to go right into the conversation with people, to those who are sure they can't have a conversation in Japanese? The thing about it is here. So, what people want to say, the thing about it, let me explain. So, what you want to talk about, you should just learn things based on like what you want to talk about, right? So if you use like websites like these, they will teach you some stuff like you are not gonna like say ever. Something like how to say hello in Japanese and how to say hey in Japanese, like how to say oh that's great in Japanese. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't even say them in your like conversation, right? So you have to focus on like what you want to say in your conversation. Like what do you want? What do you usually talk about? What do you usually say? Do you say them a lot? Do you say I play this game a lot? Do you say behind you a lot? Like you have to focus on what you want to learn, right? So the reason why I just say like, oh, just go up to people first is because you can figure out what you want to learn. Instead of like actually just learning like how to say hey or like huh or like it smells or something, which you would never say, right? So if you go up to people and try to strike up a conversation, you will notice like, oh, I don't know how to say this and I need to say it. That's how you like input the right information and exclude all the unnecessary information, like everything. It smells though, and yeah, so for you have to learn that because you say it. You know what I mean? And thank you, Celtic Wolf. How do you feel about Lingo Deer or Busu? If you know anything about them, that is. So I actually did a sponsored video once before with like Lingo Deer, and they told me to just be honest with the app 100%. So I'm gonna be honest here as well. Well, if you just want to learn how to spell things, how to read things, it's useful. But again, I actually said this like in the video, like in the sponsored video as well, but if you want to learn how to speak, then it's not good. Like it's not gonna worth it. It's not gonna be worth it. Make friends. Just talk to actual people, like more than anything. Like that's the best way to learn it. And thank you. As I write grammar vocab first, may I use translation to find a single kanji when I remember pronunciation, but not which character. Speaking immersion number one. Like literally, seriously, speaking immersion. Like that's what you have to do. That's what people do, and that's what. I just got a message from like one of my clients, right? And this client is like, hey, the file you sent me the other day is a wrong one. Did I freaking send him like the PP song file again? Like I did before. So I'm a voice actor. I do like voiceovers and stuff, right? So I record my stuff here and I give them the file, basically. And I did this one thing like where I sang like I wanna see you beating and show me, and I sent the file to the client before, so I just have been making sure like I never do that again. But this client is like this client is from China, so yeah. Yeah. What did you send on accident? I don't know. I kind of want to check it, but I'm not gonna check it because I mean I don't want to like leak their info or anything. But again, another Chinese client. I have like a lot of Chinese clients. I'm kind of popular in China for some reason. But yeah, so let's get back to what I was talking about. Well, I'm gonna check it later. It's whatever. But yeah, so do you think in-person Japanese tutors are worth it? Probably worth it, but like why do you have to hire them like when you can use this app, right? In-person means like you have to actually meet them, but I feel like Hello Talk is probably the same thing, no? Hide screen and check, we wanna know. No, I'm not gonna like seriously like leak anything because it's my work stuff. Like you guys have nothing to do with it, so no. So if you wanted to like hire some people as like your teacher or something, then yeah, Hello Talk is like the best app, no? Can you recommend any Japanese Discord server that might help people learn Japanese? I actually don't recommend any servers. Any servers, like at all, on Discord. Do you wanna know why? Do you want to know why? Because like if you go to like a, so you were asking me, right, like which server I recommend, which kinda, I feel like you probably are passive in a way, right? You probably wait for people to talk to you, like tell you some things. If you are actually like that, and if you go to a server, what will probably happen is you go to the server and wait, and nothing happens, and you probably will leave the server either way. I feel like I could be wrong. If you're like an active person in, if you're like the type of person like who would actually talk to people randomly, then it works. But I feel like you would just like go to a server, wait, and you notice that nobody really talks to you, or like you talk to like, yeah, people, so you just don't do anything. So depends on how crowded it is, really. Right? Depends on how crowded it is, you say. But I feel like you would just end up reading things and do nothing there. So I feel like it's not gonna be worth it, in my honest opinion. So instead, why I think Hello Talk like works the best is because like again, so input, output, feedback, right? And to get the feedback, it's usually the best to get one person to do it for you. Like usually just a tutor, because like they just will freaking just tell you like what to do. Or like a personalized teacher. You can get that here on Hello Talk, because it really seems like it's like a one-to-one conversation. So yeah, I feel like this one's better though than just like doing things on Discord. And Hello Talk is good, but if you're a dude, not a lot of people reply. Because you're a dude, and if you're a girl, you'll get that's another problem, everybody. If you're a girl, you can learn languages quite easily. If you're a guy, then no. Why Dogen talks like a robot? Because like Japanese sounds like robot. So it's not like how he sounds like. I mean, by the way, if you were like curious about how fluent he is, he's freaking like just fluent, as in like he's at the level like where he can actually be a translator without any problems. Like he's like on that level. So yeah, it's yeah, how he sounds is basically how Japanese sounds. Like 100%. And thank you, Diego Hernandez. あなたにとってうんこ漏らすことは life. So yes, like if you are a girl, Twitch で日本人の配信見るのが一番助かると思う。だからこれの問題点は結局そのインプットがあるけれども見て終わりなんですよ、みんな。結局だってその日本語じゃどこで使うのって話になっちゃうんですよ。だから日本人の友達を作んなきゃいけないっていうのはそういうこと本当に。And so he's saying like I feel like watching Japanese streamers on Twitch is the most helpful, is like what he's saying, right? But the thing about it is like here again, that's input only. If you don't have like any Japanese friends to talk to, like if you don't use it, then there's no output. Thus, there's no feedback. That's what I'm talking about. So watching whatever is like actually fine. Like you can just watch anime, you can watch whatever. Like I mean, I still don't think it's the best way to learn Japanese, but yeah, I mean, you probably have to do it either way, eventually. So it's fine. Like yeah, right. But still, you have to use it, right? And the problem with like watching things is like a lot of people watch it and be like,
I watch Japanese stuff, so I must be fluent. Oh my gosh. Like, so Levi Senpai is so cool, and I have like Levi Senpai's body pillows.
That's the problem here. So, you can do a big donation, and they will respond again. Yeah, if that's how it works, then you can just donate to them, but I don't really think it's worth the money though. You know what I mean, right? So if you can just like donate them, you can, if you just want to just give them donations and be like, hey, reply to my comments. Yeah, it works. Yeah, I mean, that's just, yeah, it works. Yeah, it works. But again, I don't really think it's worth it. It's kind of like freaking talking to like, scammer girls on like some dating apps and stuff. Like, ずっとインプットのままじゃもったいないやろ。本当にそれで、だからインプットをするのは別にどこでもいいんですよ、マジで。アウトプットの方が重要で、フィードバックが特に重要なんだよな。That's how it works. Like if you want to play games, if you want to play, like Like, yeah, like this. Thank you, S. Like this. Yeah, thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, like that. But again, like, it's not worth it, because, so, yeah, one sentence. And that's like about $70, by the way. So, yes, it works, but it's not really the best way to, like, learn Japanese. You know what I mean? It's Sora, an English teacher in Japan. I was an English teacher, yes. And, I actually taught everybody from like 6-year-olds to like 72-year-olds. Like I taught everybody, so I know like what worked the best for people and what didn't. But so what worked for everybody was literally to make foreign friends. That worked 100% for any people. Like it worked. It literally worked for any people. So what didn't work was going to the school, reading textbooks, reading them out loud, boom. Or like watching movies. Nothing. That didn't work. But everybody actually improved after they made some kind of like friends who speak English. Cause like they had to like speak English to them, right? That's where like you need your output and input and feedback, like everything. You know what I mean? Where to make them. Again, so if you wanted to like make Japanese friends, here. Play VR chat, and there's like this world called EN Japanese Language Exchange. This world seems to be like a great place, honestly, in my honest opinion. And if you don't have that, then this maybe 日本の SNS に入るのはこれも完璧、これも完璧、これも完璧。So he's basically saying something like, what about using like a Japanese social media stuff, right? It's also a way, yeah, it's also a way. Like, basically, as long as you can get your input and output, your feedback, anywhere it's fine. Yes, so using any Japanese social media stuff is actually the best way, because you have to like speak the language to talk to people. You have to learn it, and you have to also, you know, get the feedbacks to know like whether what you're saying makes sense or not. So yeah, it works. But what social media? I don't know, because I never use like any of them. So I know someone using Twitter to learn Japanese. If you can get like all the input, output, and feedback stuff from that, then it works. But I feel like if you want to be able to speak Japanese, I feel like it's not gonna work, because like you can write, read, but like there's no listening and speaking part. So, but yeah. And that's kind of why, by the way, that's kind of why I speak English too, by the way. So like, again, I didn't learn English. I didn't really do anything. I didn't even go to like an international school or anything. I seriously didn't do anything to like learn English, but somehow I speak English, right? So I've been kind of curious like why I learned it. Because again, like, I never paid attention to it. Like seriously, I've never bought any textbooks. I never really done anything. And I've never really gone to like any international schools or anything. Then like, why do I speak English? People asked me that a lot, and I usually say like, oh, I mean, I guess I've had a lot of like, you know, friends who speak a lot of languages, and the language they spoke in a group was English, and I had to just, you know, speak English to them, and that was it. Yeah, no way. No, I mean, seriously, I've been in Japan since I was born. I know nothing about what happens outside of Japan. I'm like that Japanese, but somehow I speak English, and that's just because input, output, feedback probably have been there since I was a kid, since I was like 7, right? So it's been there. So like, I still like remember the days like when I say some things and people would tell me something like,
Hey Sora, you are saying it wrong. Say it this way. Right.
They wanted to tell me how to say right in freaking Scottish accent, like
right. Sora, you are saying it wrong. Like, I know some people say like right, but no, right. And I was like, right.
I was only like freaking 16 or something, and I didn't know like anything about like accents and whatever, right? I had to just follow what they like told me, and I was like,
right.
And then there was like this freaking Australian dude who told me something like,
Hey Sora, do you know what taker is? Taker. Like we say taker, like when we say food. So you can remember that, taker.
And I noticed nobody really says that. But yeah, so again, it's like there's like that input and output and feedback thing, because like I, you know, so like, yeah, that happened. So basically, there are a lot of things like I can say, well, I can talk about, but there are like a lot of like words that I cannot spell or like read, because that's just how it worked, right? So that's how you learn things. And thank you so much for the donation, the flowers. Hey Sora, I haven't been in your chat in a while. I've been watching since 2019, and your stream has helped me a lot since the beginning of the pandemic. Maybe you don't remember participated in your Discord competition. I want to say I remember you, cause like that would have been cool.
I really want to say I remember you, but unfortunately I don't.
Thank you, Shahin Varmanzedegan. I love your content and Japanese culture as a Zoroastrian Persian. I don't know what that is, but thank you so much. Many Persian Zoroastrians. I don't know what they are. I probably have to just like learn about what they are later. Went to different regions of the world after the Islamic conquest and subsequent fall of our Sasanian Empire 1,300 years ago, one of which was Japan during the Nara period between 654 and 720. Okay, I probably have to learn it about like that later, but thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much. 1 million views coming soon. Whoa, 1 million views. And what's up, Methodical? Wait, 1 million views. 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 Wait, views. And thank you, a portable bean. After this stream, there will be 20 people surrounding one poor Japanese and acting like the seagulls in Finding Nemo in that VR chats. And hi, thank you so much. One sub. Oh yeah. Right. So I forgot about that. Yeah, so there's like this cringy channel called Us Rather True, like who freaking cares about this guy? I don't even care like what this guy does and whatever. He's 900 whatever subs. I really never cared about the sub count. I didn't know about it till like recently, cause like, I mean, it's something I seriously don't even like see what it, like anything. What I see recently like is just freaking comments. Like that's really it. I don't really care about anything else. I just freaking just read comments and be like, oh my gosh, people are saying some stuff, and thank you so much, Diana, my Taurus. Thank you so much. I really have to chill. And so don't forget to check out Japanese. Okay, it's a milestone. You say that, right? But I don't really. On YouTube in like 2022, it's kind of easy though. It's kind of easy. Oh, let me act like. It's kind of easy though, actually. It's actually so again alright, so this is how you get 1 million subs on YouTube right now. Ready? Make a channel called Justin Bieber Vivo and just try to act like Justin Bieber. Boom, you'll have 1 million subs like in freaking a week. And what was it? Japanese whatever Mimo? This one. Sure. So okay, I mean, so I guess it could work. Because like you came so far. I came so far, yes. I came, yeah. So yeah, it could work, because like if you wanted to get input from this channel, yeah, it works, because like she actually teaches like how to say some stuff and how to not like do whatever, right? Yeah, it works. But again, input, output, feedback, those three things are like what you need, right? So as long as you can get like all the stuff, it works. So input, sure, here. Output, where's the output? Where's the output? Do you guys watch anime? Or like, do you guys actually have any Japanese friends? That's where my question, kind of just shows up. Do you have any Japanese friends to talk to in Japanese? Or are you gonna watch anime with the knowledge later? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you watch this and learn something, and if you watch anime with the knowledge you got from here, boom! How old is Sora? Wait. Don't say anything, everybody. Don't say nothing, everybody, because a lot of you guys know like how old I am. How old do you guys think I am? Don't say anything if you know how old I am. How old do you think I am? Go. 3, 2, 1. If you know how old I am, don't even say it. Chinese. 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 I am currently 30.
I'm a 30-year-old Japanese man, everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm so old. And you know what though?
You know what's funny? So the thing about it is like I'm 30, right? But my viewer base is freaking like everybody's like 17 to 16. So you know what's funny though? I'm basically a high school teacher. Amazing, because like a lot of you guys are high schoolers. Again, like I'm not saying like there's anything wrong with it or anything, but I'm just saying like I can be a high school teacher. He 30, yeah. Just if you think I'm trolling, just freaking Google like Sorada troll age. And thank you, Moldy Bread. Sora, what is your best advice on how to not die alone? Thanks, buddy. Do something and make people remember you. And I didn't even freaking read this. Wait, Lemon Drunky, thank you. Apparently, pulling a wagon after you borrow it after vehemently. The fuck is this? Drink milk. The salt and vinegar chip eating competition is soon. By the end of this sentence, Sora probably pronounced half of these words wrong. Did I say barrow or borrow this time? Like, again! Like, where freaking did I get it from though? Like, seriously, who freaking taught me that way? When I was probably like 14 or something. Who freaking told me? But it's something like I cannot fix anymore, so I mean, apparently I can just not fix it. The Moon Rabbit, in AU we do Japanese class, only taught as katakana for 5 years. It's not how you like learn Japanese. No, it's not. So 30 years old. And back on TV, can I learn Japanese with Amy Fukuda? I'm not sure like who this person is, but let me Google. Let me Google it because I feel like it's a porn star. Wait, she's a porn star or something. Okay, she's a porn star. Yes. Watch porn and go like ha ha, and you can learn how to say ha in Japanese. Yeah, that's actually an output. Is like you have to like do it with a guy because you have to sound like her. Yeah, right. And get the feedback from the guy. Like, oh, you have to moan like this one, huh? Yes, it works as long as you get input and output and feedback, like all of them. Yes, it works. And a Merry Christmas, thank you. You're another 90s kid in the house, not alone. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. Sarcasm is spot on. I mean, he wants to learn Japanese by watching it, and why not, right? All right, so I know this is kind of sudden, but I have to leave in like 4 minutes, so I'm gonna just try to leave all the questions and comments and stuff, and I'm gonna leave, right? So. If you have like any questions, tell me right now. Ready? 3, 2, 1, starting now. Can I learn English from Yaoi? Yes. Yeah, you still like, it's all about like input, output, feedback, right? If you cannot do it, you still like have to do it and just like see what your problem is. If you just cannot speak just because you are not used to it, then you just have to keep doing it. And just keep doing it until you learn how to, you know, speak it, right? Because like, you might have like some other problems and stuff, but I don't know what the problem is for you, so you might need a tutor or something for that. And Diego Hernandez, how did you learn reading and writing in English? That's actually a great question because I've never learned it. I've never learned it, no. So that's kind of what happens. Again, so like, me pronouncing like borrow as barrow is because this is the proof of like how I cannot actually read anything, right? This is like the definite proof. So again, because I know it's borrow, because who freaking told me to say like it's sparrow? What the fuck? Alright, whatever. Let me just read everything again. And 怖いのは慣れてください。慣れてください。borrow, borrow, 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 borrow. Worm. Thank you, the flowers. Thanks to you, I offer people cream pies in the restaurant I work in. Thank you so much for the donation, I really appreciate it. You also said wagon wrong. This time I said wagon! No? I kind of said this so many times. The shortest answer, the most simple answer to that is no, you cannot. Because output comes from... Output is when you have to use what you learned. Like, you have to talk to people, right? Like, you just have to do something about it. If you just watch things and be like, oh my gosh, I learned Japanese, it's not gonna work. So that's kind of why I said like watching anime or like watching YouTube wouldn't work. But if you know how to use them in real life with like people, then it works. I mean, I don't know, I really never cared about it. So like when I was a kid, I didn't know like what accents even meant. So everybody sounded the same to me. 初見です。おはようございます。こんにちは。もう終わる途中ですけど今。So accents, like I didn't know what they even meant because like they sounded the same to me. I just thought people would sound different because like their vocal cords are different. But like what was happening was like people were from like different countries. So yeah, I didn't know like what like accents like there were and stuff. Like I was like, okay, so people just sound different, but that was it. So I don't know like how I like what I sounded like or anything, but probably just like this but different. And thank you, Alonso Nissan. Don't forget to end the stream this time, Ramao. Thank you so much. Oh, so motivation comes from like doing something first, by the way. So what I mean by that is like, so if you have to clean your room and if you don't want to do it, you just basically do something. What I mean by that is like, so let's see. So you feel like you don't want to drink anything, right? Because like you just feel like you don't have the motivation to drink water, which makes no sense. But let's just deal with it. So if you want to have the motivation to drink water, just freaking get water and just do this. And you feel like you have to do it, right? And then you go like, okay, I will drink more. It's literally that. It's the same for cleaning, working, anything. Basically, this is what I wanted to say. Do something small first. Like, so if you wanted to clean, basically get this and get this. Then you have to do it. Then you just get motivation from that, basically. That's just like what motivation is like about. I read this like one article, and this one article was basically saying like there's no such thing as motivation, 100%. There's no such thing as that. Technically, I mean there could be, but so your motivation comes from like doing something small first, and then actually working on it later. So. Oh yeah, happy birthday! And so you are 20 now, right? You can drink in Japan. Are you American? Yes. How hard is it to learn Japanese? Depends on how hard you study Japanese. That's the motivation. You forgot about the soap. What? You still keep practicing. Again, so like what I can say is like I have to actually see いや、日本人ですよ。そういうジョークがあるんです。すいません。You actually have to see like I have to see what the problem for you is for me to give you the answer for it. So think that learning Japanese is basically the same as like playing tennis. If you cannot like hit the ball, you just kind of like have to like hit the ball like until you get used to it. It's just all about practice, right? So if you cannot do it, you just have to keep doing it till you get used to it. That's just how it works. But I mean, there are a lot of like better advice than this, but I have to see you like what the actual problem for you is, and I cannot see you, so I cannot really tell you what to do. もう終わったのか。これから終わります。すいません。あともう2分ぐらいでちょっと消えます。You should become a Twitch streamer. Yeah, I'm thinking about actually doing like hot tub streams, and I'm thinking about showing my cleavage sometime in the future. また配信見に行きたい。いつでもいらしてください。敬語を学びたいけどなかなか使う機会がない。どうする？敬語を使う機会の方が多い気がします。日本だと知らない人と話すとき大体敬語ですよ。日本は今みたいな感じで。だから、その方がいいと思う。You have cleavage? I can make one. Yes.
Can you speak British accent?
No. I don't even know what this means. Do you miss teaching? No, not at all. Yes. I mean, it's really obvious, right? It's really obvious. Living in Japan for 3 months, or using the app for 3 months. But again, living in Japan for 3 months doesn't mean you can be fluent instantly. Even if you're in Japan, it's all about what you do in Japan, right? Because like there are some people who come to Japan and do nothing. I've seen like some people who lived in Japan for a year and learned nothing because like they freaking came to Japan and they just freaking kept watching anime at home. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, what the fuck? ありがとうございます。視聴者アメリカ人圧倒的に多いです。I was like, what the fuck? Right. Coming to Japan, yeah, of course, yeah, you're in Japan, that's cool, but like, how are you gonna actually learn the language? Are you gonna just keep watching anime and go like, oh my gosh, Levi Senpai, or are you gonna actually learn something? Yeah, so it's just all about what you do, still, it will be all about what you do. Yeah. So they usually just don't do anything about like learning Japanese or like, like speaking Japanese. It's all about 日本人めちゃくちゃマイノリティです。1万人もいないですよ。自分例えば登録が今この数字だと思うんですけど、今正確に何人いるか分かんないですけど、そのうちの2万人以下。1万もいないんじゃないかな。多分。So again, coming to Japan doesn't mean you'll be fluent instantly. It's all about what you do in Japan, right? Do you like Goblin? Yes. It's like same as like, oh, you have a phone? What games do you have? Kind of thing. You know what I'm like trying to say though? It's just really hilarious. すいません。さっきのそのアメリカ人ネタはそういう身内ネタで、自分日本人です。自分のチャンネルだとなんかそのなんだろう、お前は日本人じゃないっていうネタが存在するんですよ。ってことで、Okay, I gotta go now. So thank you so much for coming to the stream, everybody. So I know you guys probably have like a lot of other questions and stuff. I'm gonna probably still like do a stream like this probably sometime in the future. I'm not sure like if I'm gonna do something like this this week or not. But if you have any questions, I will like answer your questions there. So and thank you so much for the donation. Shakin Bamangzegaden. Tomorrow is my birthday. Happy early birthday. And from my last super chat, the followers of Zoroastrianism are called Zoroastrians, and it was the ancient religion of Persia, Iran, before the Muslim conquest and takeover. Thank you so much for that. But I don't know nothing. I don't know anything about it, so I have to probably, do some research about it later. But yeah, so you literally asked me like, hey, so do you talk to your girls? And like you asked me this question, so like I thought you were trolling, but you were serious. You were serious, dude. You actually are serious, huh? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but いや、普通は、敬語でございます。日本語は、知らない人と話すときにいきなり、普通語を話すべきではありません。日本語だと、知らない人と話すときは必ず敬語を使いましょう。でもインターネットは違うのかな。でも敬語を使った方がいいです。普通の言葉、タメ語って言うんですけど、を使われるのに、嫌悪感、使われるのが嫌だっていう人がいますので、普通の言葉を使うのはやめましょう。敬語の方がいいです、絶対に。自分は敬語しか使わないです。初対面の人は 100%。問題出てくるんで。ってことで、Thank you so much for coming to the stream, everybody. I'll see you guys probably on Sunday this week, 12 p.m. More important, yes, definitely. Casual speech, whatever. Like, 敬語 is what you actually use in Japan. So yeah, but thank you so much for coming to the stream, everybody. I will see you guys on Sunday at 12 p.m. in Japan time, around the same time like as I did today. So, and if you have like any questions about like whatever, just prepare the questions and just ask me the questions like on my next stream. So take care, have a good day, good night, bye bye. カウジャパからのキュアトリー動画。どのことだちょっとわかんないのですいません。But yeah, remember, so summary. Ready? Input, output, feedback. As long as like you have like all these three, you can do anything. Input, watching things, learning, like watching anime, whatever is fine. Input, it's like where you get your resource from. Output is where you have to use it, right? Like you have to talk to Japanese people. You have to like, I don't know, write to Japanese people. You have to do something with like what you learn. That's output. Feedback is like where you actually get your feedback from like somebody like, oh, what you said isn't right, this is what you say, or like you just basically figure out like what you have to fix about yourself. 声優ですっていうか、声優ってよりかはあれですね、よく見る魔剣伝説みたいな広告とか全部自分ですね。中華系のなんかようわかんない広告あるじゃないですか。なんだろう、こんなにダメなんだ、くそ、次は絶対に勝ってやるぞ、戦国風部、君なら戦国を統一できるか。あれ全部自分です。あとはくだらないゲーム系全部自分ですね。なんだろう、アリのゲームとかあるじゃないですか。なんだろう、ドロロ戦国風部ドロロコラボ開催中、あれも自分ですね。あとはあれも自分だな、なんだっけ、まあなんか広告とかでキモいなったら全部自分です。あとなんだっけ、なんかよくあるじゃないですか、なんかトップ10ランキングどうのこうのシリーズみたいな、遅刻してるんでちょっと急ぎますね。なんだっけ、なんだろう、なんとか10選みたいな動画あるじゃないですか。なんかスポーツのなんとかの瞬間10選みたいな、あれも全部自分ですね。こんにちは。では今回の動画では日本人の選手が心温まる瞬間に遭遇した瞬間10選をお届けしたいと思います。では始めましょう。ドゥルルルルみたいな、あれも全部自分ですね。でも声変えてるんで気づかれないかもしれん。 まあ、I'm sorry. I was just answering some questions. はい、バイバイ everybody. あれ、ソラさんです。そうですよ。声優としての活動の方が圧倒的に YouTube より多いです。ってことで、take care. Bye bye everybody. I'm gonna get off now. See ya. Bye bye. And Sunday, 12 p.m. in Japan time.